Hey Big Brother fans, here we are with episode 4 of season 14 of Big Brother. Brittany, they start out the show with Brittany noticing that there are keyhole slots next to their photos, the coaches' photos, on the board. And she started obsessing about it, counting the weeks, counting the amount of people who are in there, the amount of people that need to be in the jury, etc., etc. And sadly enough, she went to go tell Willie about her thoughts, and what a mistake. Seriously, what a mistake. He turned around, he started telling the entire house, had a coach, the town hall meeting where the coaches weren't invited into the meeting, and started telling everybody that that they needed to start making the game their own, not listening to their coaches, and just playing it the way they think it, that they should be playing it, should the coaches not even be involved. And while in a way I do totally agree with that, it also, I don't know, because because there's a team, we have Janelle's team of, let's see, one of these days I want to memorize it, Will, Ashley, and Joe, right? So they know right then and there that they have the strength in numbers. They know that the three of them are an ally, an alliance, and they're going to be kept safe. As long as they can scramble and keep them safe, they'll have safety in numbers, so to speak. And if you go ahead and you play the game on your own, there's no way to tell really that the people are going to really have your back. Does that make any sense? If you go out and make your own alliances, they could be playing you. Whereas if you stay with the team that you were appointed with, you've definitely got one another's back. So I don't know how how good that decision was in the first week of play. Janelle totally called it when Julie asked her how did that first week go. She was like, it was like 3 weeks of Big Brother being played in the 1 week. And it's so true, so much happened. It was just like the house just totally got turned upside down. That is bizarre for a first week, and it shows you how much the coaches being involved is affecting the play in the house. Anyway, that huge fight between Willie and Frank was extremely edited. It made Willie look like a total idiot, and it really didn't address all the things that were in the fight. I did go to the Joker's updates board one day, and I just kind of peeked around in there, and more than half of the stuff that they fought about, it wasn't mentioned. And so I'm sure at some point they'll bring back some of the things that were done and said as a flashback or whatever. Anyway, the entire time Brittany's sitting there going, like this, because she's thinking, oh my God, how am I going to deal with this fallout? How am I going to fix this so that my team stays safe and I continue to, stay in this game and an intact team. Bless her heart. The next thing I wrote down here was Julie's dress and hair, and the minute that she said, we'll be back to see who will be the next person, or the next person evicted from the house, I was like, evict that. There we go. That's okay, kitty. Evict her hair and that dress. The dress was horrid. Every once in a while I will talk about the Julie Chen hair and the Julie Chen makeup and the Julie Chen dresses, and tonight's dress is no exception. I mean, it was, and the hair. What was with the hair? It looked like a half a Snooki thing. It looked like she had a ton of extensions put in, and it was just a mess. I don't know. Then they each went in and they each made their vote, and in a way there was really no it was no big surprise. They did make it seem like Carol was going to be leaving. They barely showed any of her. They did a lot of coverage of Frank, so you kind of knew more or less that Carol would be leaving this evening. So no big whopping surprise, right? Well, the HOH competition, you can always more or less tell when the competition is going to be physical. They don't tend to dress up as nicely, or as soon as the person is evicted and they go out and talk to Julie Chen, they hurry and run to get their clothes changed. So I was like, oh, it's going to be something, you know, they're going to be mental. It's going to be a mental challenge. And then I remembered that they were kept up the other night, all night long, with clues. And this was called Big Brother Break-In. Hi. And they had a burglar break into the house and do certain things like, you know, knock over chess pieces and drink from the milk bottle and put it back in the. It was seriously, that was so nasty. And then you know, eating things from the bin in the storage room like apples and etc. etc. And they were all tested on the little clips that they were shown every hour of the you know, of that night. And you almost immediately, in fact immediately, Shane was out, and then bam, the next one, everyone but Will and Frank was out. So I will admit that I was inside secretly cheering for Frank, because, you know, for him to go from being on the block to being HOH would be awesome. And bitches, you know, payback is a bitch, right, Willie? So it was very fun to see that Frank won the new HOH. They added this week a new wrinkle for the coaches, and said that they were going to raise the stakes. Now, at the next coaches competition, the coach that wins can either keep their player safe for a week, or they can choose a player from another coach. Except all are available except for the HOH. So I have a feeling Dan isn't going to allow someone to win the game, you know. I think that this one is going to be one where they are going to fight hard, because I'm sure that everyone wants to keep their team intact, probably except for Dan. You know, Dan only has Danielle, and it would be in his best interest to steal away a heavy hitter. Frank is HOH, so he's totally out of the running, but I could see him switching and wanting to take on Shane or something. He might, however, be loyal to the team that he was, you know, first chosen, but I don't know. It would be, like I said, in his best interest to do so. What do you guys think about that twist? And who do you think, you know, like, who do you want to win? And if the person you want to win wins, who do you think that they'll choose, or will they, you know, keep their team intact? Let me know. All right, bye.